When a customer buys a new motorcycle, the first thing that they do is they change the exhaust system. And they're looking for three things. They're looking for the best quality, the best sound, and the best performance. We go through over 350 miles of raw tubing per year just to make all the pipes that you see on the shelf. They start off essentially as this raw pipe right here. They go on to the next process, which is cutting and shear shop. The company started in 1972 when Terry and Byron Hines met at Lyons Drag Strip in Santa Ana, California. They started racing together. Through their partnership and their friendship, they decided to form a company in 1979. Racing was the core, but they started making products for all those other racers. As the products became more popular with the racing segment, the consumers started demanding those same products. After each pipe is cut to the appropriate length, it then has to come in and get bent. So what we have here is a computer-aided bending system that'll go through and bend the pipe exactly to the specs that it's programmed to. Then after each pipe is bent, each one is hand-checked in the jig to make sure that it fits. So now we take that perfectly bent pipe and take it into the plasma arc robotic cutters to make that heat shield match exactly to the muffler body or exactly to the head pipe. So it's a perfect fit. Every exhaust system we make comes standard with the baffle. Now we offer quiet baffles so you can tone down the exhaust and still get that good sound and performance that you want. Basically, we believe that baffles are important for the best quality sound as well as performance. At Vance Hines, we offer all different types of end treatment. Here's an example of our slash cut oval. Perfect every time. So this is where it all comes together. This is where the pipe becomes the pipe in welding. We check for dents, scratches, dings, imperfections in chrome, so that type of product will never reach the customer's hand. So now that these pipes have gone through polishing, chrome, and a final inspection, they're ready to go into the box. But first, let's go take a look how these pipes will look on a bike. In 2001, we came out with the power chamber technology, and that allows a 2-in-a-2 to perform like a 2-in-a-1, but still look like a 2-in-a-2. So it's a really great system and gives the customer the sound and the performance they want, as well as the looks and style that they want. It's full coverage heat shield, so you'll never see any discoloration whatsoever. It also has a louver core baffle system, gives a good quality sound. Also has an optional quiet baffle. It's one of my personal favorite exhaust systems for this bike. Here we have our oval slip-ons with dresser duals. This system is 100% blue-proof, which means you always see a nice chrome finish. It gives good horsepower, good torque all the way through the power curve. You also have the ability to tune this bike with our fuel management system, which really makes the bike run better, give a crisper throttle response, better performance as well. For the newer Sportster owner, 04 and up, we offer a suite of different products for it. This is our short shot staggers. It's a full coverage, fully heat shielded system, which 1 3/4 head pipes step to 2 1/8 muffler body with a standard louver core baffle, all for $325. You can't go wrong with this system.
That was ugly.
And look how close it is as they come to the bricks again.
The number 5, Steve Rapp, will take the win at Barber Motorsports Park.
Look at Eslick backing it in. Fillmore goes wide. Eslick cuts underneath for second.
Morgan trying to make his move, and it looks like the 19 is going to hold on to the spot.
The Harleys about to bring thunder to Utah.
Hey John, how you doing?
Pretty good, Jay.
One of the things I do at American Thunder is I answer all their emails. And a lot of guys email me and say, can I just build a set of pipes from some tubing from the muffler shop next door? And my answer is always no. So today I'm going to talk to John Potts at Vance Hines to see exactly what it takes to go into engineering a pipe the right way. So John, where does it all start?
Well, it all starts basically with a concept, with an idea.
Yeah, I see that over here. You have like a little drawing, and I know we've talked about your big radius pipe before, but this is how it started, huh? On just a drawing pad.
Yeah, basically, our big radius 2-in-1 started out as a sketch.
Okay, so a designer lays this out. It goes through some, I'm sure, huge approval process.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, and then where does it go from there?
Then it goes to CAD, computer-aided design. Determine if it's something that can actually fit a motorcycle, if it's something that can be manufactured. So there's hours and hours of planning just to determine whether or not we can actually make it.
Right, so unlike sometimes a custom set of pipes, you have to make sure that these pipes are going to be able to bolt on for your customer and give them the quality and performance they want.
Right, and it's something that you can repeat, something that you can manufacture over and over again.
Good point. So we go from the sketch here
to CAD.
Directly to the computer, and that's where he engineers it. So John, exactly what are we looking at here on the monitor?
What we're looking at is a CAD rendering of our new big radius 2-in-1. We've got the head pipes, we've got the muffler body, and the heat shields all rendered up in 3D. We've got to go through and estimate all the curves, put in the diameter of pipes that we have available in order to do the CAD drawings, and then that really helps you figure out how the pipes can actually perform in the real world. Then we actually make it look like it's a chrome piece as well.
That looks beautiful.
It's what made us decide to make the pipe.
So what happens after we see it on the screen and it looks beautiful and it's shiny and everyone approves it?
Then we take that computer rendered file and actually print it up on an ABS plastic machine.
And that's what this is right here, huh?
Yeah, it's a prototype.
Wow, so we have a sketch, some blueprints, CAD, then we do a little bit of plastic work to this, and that's when we get to go outside and play with the tools, huh?
Yeah, that's when we grab our safety glasses and actually go make a pipe.
All right, so let's head out to the workshop, to the facility, and see exactly what it takes to go into every stage in making the big radius pipe. This is pretty cool because basically a Vance Hines pipe doesn't start as a tube. It starts as a flat piece of sheet metal. Then what happens?
This blank sheet goes into our laser cutter,
okay,
and it cuts out the heat shields, the muffler body, everything.
So we have a blank piece of sheet metal, cuts it out into this shape, and then this will get pressed and turned into a pipe somehow, right?
Pressed, formed, recut, welded, you name it.
So there's a little more engineering than just running across the street to the muffler shop, grabbing some tubing and bending it, huh?
Yeah, there's no way you can just grab a piece of pipe and make this exhaust system.
So John, this is the next step of the process, and here's that blank piece of metal that we saw cut on the laser. What happens here?
Well, basically the heat shield's just been cut out of the laser, and now we're going to form it into a heat shield. We've got two steps of forming here. First, it's going to be pressed down into the general form of the heat shield. Then we're going to apply the radius.
So John, we're back from forming. We saw it get formed, and we're back at the laser again. What happens here?
Well, basically, the product's got to come back to the laser to get the excess trimmed off.
All right, so let's see how this works.
So now we're basically watching the laser and the conveyor move back and forth to trim off the excess so that this product can be brought into welding and all put together.
So John, now I recognize this. This is what standard pipe tubing looks like, and what do we do with this?
That becomes our head pipe, Jay. So all we do is we just bend it up, and it becomes a head pipe. It's done.
Perfect, simple stuff.
Very simple.
It's the only simple thing in this entire process, I think.
Pretty much.
So John, now that the pipes are all bent up, and you have the collar press on, what happens here?
Well, on this particular collar, we have to weld it on so it doesn't fall off.
Okay.
Then we've got to cut an O2 sensor bung into the head pipe as well.
That's kind of tricky, isn't it?
It is tricky because it's an oval-shaped hole on a curve. So we actually had to invent our own machine to do it. It's very cool.
So this is actually finished, but we didn't even see that third radius be shaped.
Yeah, there's actually a third forming process that we didn't go through.
John, this is a lot of work to make a pipe.
Jay, we haven't even gotten to welding. Wait till you see the steps that are involved to weld this pipe.
Let's go see some sparks. We've tacked it. We've seamed it. Put in the end cap. Now what?
Now we've got to put in heat shield clips.
That will bolt right over the muffler and look beautiful, huh?
Yeah, that'll be the beautiful chrome heat shield that everybody knows.
So John, this looks like the finished heat shield just about. We just saw the heat shield clips put in. It's been tacked and seamed. End cap. All we have to do is have the...
It's got to go to shear shop and get cut up a little bit.
All right, well, this is all it takes just to get a heat shield done. So if you think you can do these in your own garage, it's not going to happen. There's a lot of engineering and a lot of process, and we haven't even gotten to the exhaust system yet. Let's go take a look at the rest of the process and keep going, baby. I see that this is the muffler body that we looked at before, and now it's been all welded together. And what happens next?
Now we basically got to clean it up and make sure it fits for production. So we've got to cut off the tabs, deburr it, and make sure it's perfectly round.
Because when it goes through all this process, it could lose some of its shape.
Exactly.
So in order to make the baffle fit perfectly, you have to reform this and make it round. So John, this is something that looks like a pipe. The hole is cut here for the O2 sensor. It gets welded in. Now what happens at this stage?
Now we take those head pipes and attach them to the muffler body. So this is really where the pipe becomes a true exhaust system.
Well, this was our heat shield that we started off with early on, and it's almost, looks pretty good to me.
Not quite. We've still got to polish out all the imperfections out of the metal so it'll be ready for chrome.
Then packed up and they're ready to go, huh?
Put in a box and shipped out to your customer.
John, I can't believe it. Today this started off on just a piece of paper and we went through the process and this looks amazing. The heat shields came out beautiful, the header pipes, the welds. I mean, it really came together, and the heat shield for the muffler, it's just like a piece of art. John, one of the things we didn't get into too much today was the baffle, and I know the baffle is an intricate part of an exhaust system. This is really what creates the horsepower, the mid-range, the sound, and kind of everything else that helps a performance pipe be a performance pipe.
Yeah, this baffle is equally as complicated to make as the rest of the exhaust system we saw today.
Well, it's pretty obvious from all the white boxes with Vance Hines stamped on them here that you guys certainly offer a lot of product. And, you know, it was great to see how these pipes were made. I really appreciate them so much more coming down and actually seeing the process. So in short, no, you really can't make a proper exhaust system for your motorcycle in your own shop. John, thank you very much.
No problem.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Oh, he looks over his shoulder trying to figure out where they are. That could cost him. It did. O'Hara's going to win him. He's not going to be close enough, and Chris Fillmore's going to win it.
So I'm with John Potts from Vance Hines. And Vance Hines gets its history from the drag racing, the race side of the sport. They're still racing today, right?
Oh, absolutely. We're still racing and still winning.
Well, that's why these guys have such high performance components. Everywhere I look, I always see Vance Hines pipes.
We hit it really hard, and for 07, it's no different. We stayed on the gas, and we've been making more and more pipes and better pipes each and every year. This is a brand new Q series pipe, and it's basically a quieter pipe for the Sportster owner. But at the same time, it doesn't sacrifice on the performance. First and foremost, it has an extended power chamber system. So instead of the normal power chamber, which is like 2 to 3 inches, this power chamber is 12 inches long. The power chamber starts here and goes all the way back. It's hidden behind the heat shield.
Cool. Is there any particular reason that you guys put these pipes on a Sportster?
The Sportster can rev a little bit higher than the standard bike, and we wanted to have something that can quiet down the louder engine noise that can come from this bike.
So can I hear it?
Absolutely. It's got a good deep sound to it.
And it doesn't sound like a singer-sewing machine. So this is a bike I'm familiar with. This is Roland Sand's vintage kit. First off, what are these pipes?
This is our brand new big radius 2-in-1.
Okay. This bike to me actually has sort of old school flavor. And I was surprised to see when I came over here that you guys went with this, what I would consider a very modern, very contemporary style pipe. Now I think it looks absolutely great. Why did you guys go with a pipe with this design on this style of bike?
Because we wanted to show that this pipe can pretty much work on all different bikes. Whether it's a stock bike, which we've shown it on a stock bike plenty, but we wanted to show it looks good on a vintage style bike as well.
Well, I'll tell you what, you actually proved that to me with this, because honestly, it says it's vintage kit. Yeah. It says vintage. This pipe says new technology.
Yeah.
Can we listen to this?
And wait till you hear the sound.
Yeah.
I mean, it's deeper.
I'll tell you what, it's nice. It's got a nice, it's deep.
Deeper than any system we've ever had. I mean, it's got a much deeper note, a deeper growl, and more performance.
So you made a believer out of me. I mean, the big radius 2-in-1 pipe, it works for a Pro Street model, a stock model, and obviously on a very vintage style model.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you got over here?
These are all new Softail duals.
These actually are very interesting because they almost have the same radius right out of the cylinder all the way up. Why not just have the fatter muffler come off the back like you see so many traditionally do?
Well, we wanted to keep a clean look for the bike and give it more of a straight line. We had to reduce the head pipe size down to 1 5/8 inches. Standard, most people do 1 3/4 inches.
I actually like very much how this line stays clean.
The nice thing too is the customer can change out the tips. They can do 3 different style tips for this bike. If they don't like the fishtails, they can go the straight cut tips, they can do slash cut tips.
I like it. Obviously, I gotta ask it. Let's hear it.
Absolutely.
You know, it's got a really nice rumble to it. Now we have a bag with another set of true duals. And tell me about these pipes.
These are our Big Shot duals. These Big Shot duals are hands down the most economical system you can get for a touring model. They're less than $700.
Really?
And you can convert your bike into a true dual system and have mufflers and have full shields, so you'll never get any discoloration.
This is a nice design too. I noticed you kind of kept the radius down.
Yeah.
But you gave a little bend up.
It's got a little step up for some extra ground clearance.
Cool. Let's hear these. Really, really like the way all these pipes sound, and you get good performance. Obviously, that's what you're known for.
Yeah, you know it's a Vance Hines when you hear it. More power, less noise.